Plaintiffs Brian Dungan and his wife Connie say the defendant is good friends with their son, and he was like a member of their family. Connie claims she allowed the defendant to stay with them when he had nowhere to go, but they're suing him today because he failed to pay rent. Defendant Greg Leach says when he met Connie, he looked up to her because she had kicked her drug addiction. But while he was staying with her, he believed she was still using alcohol and abusing prescription pills. Greg insists he was paying rent to Connie, but she constantly forgot when he gave her money as a result of her drug addiction.
Start with you.
Greg is a member of our family. He has been for, well, me personally, for...
Don't start that. I don't know you personally.
I'm sorry. Since he was in high school.
Him.
He has been a member of our family.
Greg.
No, I'm sorry, sir. That Greg.
I didn't have women coming here before now. Don't start that.
I address him as Greg,
I had one
obviously.
man come in here accuse me of being with his wife.
No, sir.
You remember that? He lived over in Gary, Indiana. Gary ain't that far, Judge. He said, my wife watches you, and every day at 4 o'clock, she has me leave out the house and to watch you. He said, I don't know what's going on. I said, what do you mean you don't know what's going on? I don't know your wife. Well, why she putting me out every day to watch you? So I just said, don't you start this. You and Greg, that Greg, same point over there.
Mr. Leach.
All right, Mr. Leach.
Thank you.
There you go. All right, you talking about him.
I've known him, and he's basically been a member of my family in some capacity since he was in high school. He and my son are best friends, and still continue to be friends.
He looks older than you. You're saying your son. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He and my son used to run together in Canyon Lake, get in trouble. Patrol will usually bring him back to my house, along with other kids my son hung out with, and I was kind of known as the neighborhood Mother Hubbard, I guess you'd say, taking care of all the kids, you know, when they're getting in trouble because, you know, don't want to take them back to their own parents kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Throughout the years, he and my son have always stayed in contact with each other. And, you know, occasionally I'm in contact with him as well. In 2012, Greg came to my husband and I, and he had stated that he had nowhere to go. He was basically going to be homeless. And he asked if he could move in with us for just a few weeks.
Okay, and let me allow him to give some background, and then we'll get back to you.
Yes, sir.
Sir?
Yeah, so they had problems, you know what I mean? Her and her husband did a lot of drugs and stuff when they were living in Canyon Lake. And what happened is
just out of curiosity, how is this pertinent to anything? That was 20 years ago.
It is pertinent because around 2007, her husband...
7? What do I have to do with 12?
Nothing.
2007...
Your Honor, I've been clean and sober for 17
Exactly, that's
years.
what I'm trying to get to. Exactly. And I'm trying to get to that. That's what I'm trying to get to. Because the thing is I have personal family that has drug problems. Mm-hmm. I looked up to her before getting away from it because she went through some bad things. And we got close because of that.
Good.
Even closer than we were from 2007, you know what I mean? We got way close, and I could talk to her about those things, problems that I had.
All right.
But the thing is like, she kind of went from, towards the end here, when I left, she never really got away from having issues with something. She had to either be drinking or pain medication.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Give me an instance in which you saw it. Describe an incident which you saw.
Okay, so I'm at the house, I come home from work, she's all going crazy over something. I don't know what she was mad about. I think she didn't get her pain medication or something.
No, you say you think. I want to know what you saw.
Okay, well, she tells me one day out of nowhere, you owe me $6,000 out of nowhere. And I'm like,
that's
out. No, ma'am, I want to hear him tell me he saw you drink or he saw you take pills. That's where we're at now. And he's unable to do it. He's reaching and doing all types of other stuff. Now he skipped the subject and talking about how you told him he owed you $6,000. Let's get back to you seeing with your own eyes that she was drinking or that she was taking pain pills. Describe the time that you saw her.
So one time I got in a car accident. My shoulder was messed up. I go telling her and she says, hey, I have some pills. You want a pill? I'm like, okay. She opens up this bag a gallon-sized Ziploc bag of pain medication, full of pain pills, a whole bag.
All right.
A gallon size, no
Hold
less.
on, ma'am.
Yeah.
And so what's your point?
I'm just saying, like, oh, you know, if
You could have been a drug dealer.
I'm just saying
Because you accepted him without a prescription, right?
well,
So you committed a crime.
I guess so, man.
And if she had him without doctor's prescription, then she was committing a crime. She's not a dope fiend, she's a criminal, based on what you're saying. You're not even giving any evidence that she's a dope fiend. Only evidence you've given me is that she's a dope dealer. And you need to stop.
Oh, and then
You always give the first one free, right?
Yeah, right. That's a
far
good
as-
one. She gives freebies out. That's a good one. That's exactly what they do. Give that first one free. You hooked now, aren't you? You've been on it ever since.
as far as the drinking goes, we all drank, but she would drink a lot. They would drink a lot together. I've seen it many times. Shots, a whole handle of Sailor Jerry's every day, and I'd have full-on
How's
conversations.
that pertinent to the case where the woman who has helped raise you all your life harbored you when you were in trouble with your own parents and then gave you a place to stay, it appears? How is any of that relevant?
Because when it came down to the money thing, I could give her money and have full-on conversations with her, and she wouldn't even remember the next day.
How do you know she wouldn't remember the
Because
next?
I would be like, she'd be like, oh, you got to give me money, but
Okay.
how when I did?
All
You
right.
know?
All right. And tell me about the rent. How does he owe you for rent? When did it begin and what?
No problem, Your Honor. In 2012, it was in October, I believe, is when he first came to us. When it became clear that he wasn't going to be leaving in 2 weeks, he didn't have anywhere to go. We told him that he was going to have to start paying us at least something to help out. My husband's a retired Marine. I am self-employed. Throughout that time, when he would start missing his rent payments that he owed to us.
Let's go back to the agreement on rent.
Well, it was verbal, Your Honor.
What?
It was verbal that he was going to give us $200 a month,
Beginning when?
beginning in December of 2012.
Okay.
And that $200 a month, Your Honor, covered all of his expenses.
Okay.
That wasn't just, that was everything.
And what has happened since that
Okay,
time?
well, in response to his statement about me not knowing about money and whatever, that is absolutely incorrect. I have kept a ledger. As soon as he started missing his rent, I started keeping track of it.
Let me see it, please.
Yes, sir. And I kept track of every month how much money he missed. I also had a system, Your Honor, whereas the money would go on my desk and it would go directly into the safe. But before it went into the safe, I uploaded that onto my ledger on the computer and I kept track of every payment, every missed payment, etc. I did not deviate from that system,
Keep
Your Honor.
track, but some are crooked, like you might have been drunk when you wrote it out. Right?
Hey, at least it was logged.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, throughout that time, he paid rent of $200 a month up until, I believe it was February of 2015, at which point I did his taxes and found out that he's making more money than my disabled husband. And we're supporting him. At that point, I told him, you know what? I'm going to increase your rent to $400 a month. $400, all expense paid for an adult. Like, where are you going to live somewhere for $400 a
Nowhere.
month? All expenses paid. Have somebody that's going to cook you dinner every night. Pay all your bills. Help you out with every problem you've ever had. Where are you going to do that? Really?
Sir, that ledger it's all false.
How do you know?
It's false.
You've seen it?
Because right when I told her,
You've seen it?
I never saw it.
So how do you know it's false?
No, right before I left, she showed it to me. And
So you did see it.
Yeah.
That's when you're supposed to see a bill.
But everything-
When you leave, they say, here's your bill on the way out the door. So you saw it at the right time. On the way out, she said, hey, don't forget this. And so what did you say when she said that, sir? When she handed you the bill on your way out, what did you tell her?
I told her this is wrong. There's no way that I owe you this.
Oh, why don't you tell him how you
Hold
did
on.
it really?
Because-
you picked it up, you threw it in my face, you said, this is bull,
I would never
and you
do
turned
that.
around and
I didn't-
stormed out of my
that's a-
bedroom like
that-
it was
that's a lie.
some like I was
Nope,
trying to
that's a
force
lie.
you
That's a
to pay me
complete-
money that
she's
you don't
lying.
rightfully owe me.
Right now, she's lying. I would never do that. I would
What
never
reason
do
do I
that.
have, Greg?
That's not the
Really?
kind of person I am. And what she...
No, that's very much the person you are.
No, it's
Look
not.
at the ledger.
How much were you paying per month? What was the
At the
agreement?
end, I ended up giving her $500 a month.
What was the agreement in the beginning? 200?
It was pay me what you can afford.
No,
at the
that's
beginning.
wrong.
Hold on.
That's
So
what
you
she-
never had an agreement to pay?
No, I never signed anything.
Oh, well,
never
then
had
you got
anything.
the right last name, Leach. Somebody gonna live with somebody and don't agree to pay rent? Hold on. You live with this woman for 5 years and have no intention of paying a specific amount. You might give her 20 here or 20 there.
Oh, I did give her money. That's the thing.
I know, but there was no set amount.
There was no agreement.
Right. And you didn't give her a set amount. Sometimes it would
Yeah.
be $20.
It was-
Sometimes
no,
50.
it wasn't 20. I'd give her between $300 and $500 every single month.
No.
How much do you think you owe?
Nothing.
All right, why do you think she's suing you then?
Because she's out of her mind.
Pardon me?
Because she's out of her mind.
Because she's out of her
Really?
mind.
Yeah, really.
Don't come in here talking about people about they out of their mind, because I talk about people way better than you. And it'll be you who catches it next. So I'm going to go ahead and grant her judgment before I tear you apart for coming in here calling this woman names and disparaging her character about drinking and drugs after she's let you leech off of her for 5 years. Have a good day.
Thank you,
Judgment
Your
for the
Honor.
plaintiff.
Thank you. All you had to do was make a phone call and say, hey, Connie, you know what? I can only give you $20 a month. And I would have said, no problem, Greg, because I love you.
All I've learned from this experience is if it's that easy to do that, then I might as well just go do
Oh,
that
you know what?
myself.
That's true. You should
You know
go
what I
buy
mean?
yourself a house, invite somebody to move in, and let them leech
Yeah.
off of you for 5 years.
Right.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.